welcome to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. We are still at Koomer Ridge Campground in the Daniel Boone National Forest, and we are just hanging out here after another day of hiking. We just wanted to tell you about our trip to Hansonspoint, which was just a kind of a variation from our overnight down to the Red River Gorge. It was just a little shift off to the west, and we came out to one of the most beautiful spots that if you look at pictures of the Red River Gorge, this is the picture that they show you. And it was kind of cool the way we found it. I'm going to let my brother Brian here tell you how we actually came across Hansonspoint.
Actually, you couldn't find it on a map. We had some people that had been here before to tell us how many feet to walk past the intersection. And we did, and we found it. Now, once we got closer to it, our map system on our GPS, Gaia, of course, showed us the trail. And it was a rather difficult trail. It was around 600 feet of ascent. But it was fun. It was really rewarding. It was beautiful. It was the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen in my life in person. Not looking at a book and saying, wow, that's really pretty. No, this was totally awesome.
Yeah, I was impressed by, like, when we went down into the gorge. You just kind of could hear the creek running from the top of the gorge, and you kept doing some switchbacks and getting down closer to the creek, and it just opened up into this tunnel of creek and luscious green beauty on each side. And that's when I got my drone out and we flew it down the creek and back. And of course, there's some drone footage in the video here, but that was pretty awesome because, you know, there's little signs around that said no camping here, because obviously everybody wanted to camp on the banks of the creek right there.
It was beautiful. There were campsites there, but there was also signage to not have campsites there. They either can't read or they can't read, one of the two. I'm not sure which. But it was a pretty trail too. We did not encounter the trash like we did the day before. It was a pretty hike. It was beautiful scenery. A couple creek crossings that were totally manageable, and just beautiful, beautiful.
So what did you think when you saw Hansonspoint when you walked out in the onto the rock there?
I'm scared of heights, and I was very apprehensive if I could even do it. But I went anyway. I said, I got to try this. And I was very apprehensive once I got onto the rock. But once I was out there, we sat down, we had lunch, talked for a while, just enjoyed everything that was there. And then finally I ventured out through about a 3-foot wide pathway of solid rock, of course, but air on the left, and there were trees. They were down about 40 feet that would have probably stopped you from your death, but it was questionable if you would have died on hitting a rock before you hit the trees. But I did manage to make it out there. Didn't have an accident in my pants. I was rather proud of myself for that. But it was beautiful. I made it out as far out on Hansonspoint as it could possibly go. And it was awesome. But I was scared. I'll admit it. I called my wife as soon as I got a self-service, and I said, honey, I did it. And I don't know if she was rather proud that I did it, or if she was more disgusted because I was stupid enough to do it. I don't know which it'll be.
Now, there was like two narrow paths on the furthest point. There was like a sloping path of sandstone with gritty little slippery sand on it, and then the other one was a wooden path that was like a drop off. I mean, it was like wood, roots, dirt, and then the drop off from the edge of that was like straight down.
There's approximately 4 people per year that die on that point.
It was a good spot. I ended up launching the drone from there and flew out towards the one plateau with some footage there, and then turned it around and brought it back. But you could see probably, I think it was about 270 degrees from that point, where you could just kind of pan all the way around the gorge. It was beautiful. The effort level getting there, it was, we took a little side trip on the way there. We went down to Hidden Arch, and then we eased our way down into the gorge, and then we came back up and out. And it wasn't so bad getting there, but coming back, it was still a lot of work. How far did we end up going?
I think it was about 11 miles.
So if you like beauty and you like a really good view, I highly recommend Hanson's Point. It was a pretty cool spot, just to sit, enjoy our lunch, yak, just two brothers, goofing around, doing nothing. We did not carve our names into the rock, but there was a lot of other people who took the time to sit there and scratch their name or their trademark into the rock. Well, hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures, and hope that you get out there and enjoy the Red River Gorge and Hanson's Point.